Good morning. As a part of our journey of the soul, we have reached to this. We will study the Mundaka, very important Upanishad, and maximum number of translation of any of the Upanishad is Mundaka. And most of the monks, if they don't read anything, they will read Mundaka only, Vedantic monks. So this Mundaka Upanishad we will study, but before that, let us, as usual, do the Shanti part, Shanti mantra. Om Bhadram Karnevi Srinuyama Deva Bhadram Pashe Maksha Bhiryayatra Sthirai Angai Tushtubhagam Shastanuvi Vyashima Devahitam Yadayuhu. Om, may we, O gods, hear with our ears what is auspicious. Karnevi Srinuama Devaha. May we, O gods, see with our eyes what is good. That this is the unique prayer, not asking for any other help, but the help that will really help us. If we really hear the good words, inspiring words, auspicious words, and see the good things, then what happens? Then it says, may we, strong in limbs and body, sing your praise. Sthirai angaihi tushtubhagam shastanubhi Vashema devahitam yadayuhu, and spend the life allotted by Prajapati, Ayu, the span of life, for the service of God. So whatever we will do, that will be for the service of God. So this is the unique way, the prayer. You give me the good thing to learn, because in the human life, afterwards when you will be discussing other the treatises, the wonderful way, Vedanta Sangha Malika, that we will study afterwards. There it says that as a human being, who is a human? Yashka, he is asking this question and giving the definition. He who is having the discriminative faculty, he is a human. Maybe a person is having a human body, but until and unless he is having a discriminative capacity, what is good, what is bad, what is harmful and what is the beneficial, if he cannot discriminate, then he is not a human. That is the definition of the Yashka. This is a wonderful way it says. Now this Mundaka Upanishad that we will be studying, in the Mundaka Upanishad we find that it speaks about Brahman, the highest knowledge. Here, this Mundaka Upanishad belongs to Atharva Veda. As we all know, every Veda is having some Upanishads. The Atharva Veda is the last Veda. Sometimes some people, orthodox people, they say, no, Atharva is not a Veda, Chaturtha. But Atharva Veda is containing this Mundaka Upanishad. You cannot deny it. So this Atharva Veda, it belongs to, and it's only for the, they say, only because the name Mundaka, shaving. In India, the Swamis, they always, mostly the Vedantin Swamis, they shave their heads. So it is for them, Mundaka. But actually, its meaning is that it is just like the sharp error, and it cuts all the ignorance and doubts from the mind of a people. So it is a Mundaka. The literal meaning of the Mundaka means the shaving head. And there's a funny story about the Shankaracharya. He was a young man, Shankara. He was going around here and there and all over India and inviting for the debate. If there is any opposition, Shankara was always propagating there is only one Brahman and there is no two. Advaita. It is not Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. Vedanta has three schools. So Advaita Vedanta. And he never wanted to say that it is one and not the two. He said there is no two at all. There's only one thing is left. So that is Brahman. He went to a place and there another very high learned person used to say God is separate, we are separate. So Dvaitavadin. Shankara invited him for the dialogue, for the debate. Bhaka Yuddha, they used to say. That was very popular. He said, no, I don't have any time because right from the morning till in the evening, I have so many sacrifices and the rituals to perform. Who will talk to that person? So he closed the door. And then Shankara, the story goes in this way, he climbed the wall, scaled the wall, and when he was coming down from the other side, he noticed and said that who is that shaven-head fellow? And he said, up to gala, up to the throat. That I have shaven the head up to this. The Sanskrit, the punching, the word in the beautiful way, that ko Mundaka, then he said that up to the throat. So that is the story it goes. But this Upanishad belongs to the Atharva Veda, and this Atharva Veda in reality is having 28 Upanishads. This Atharva Veda. Out of the 28, Adi Shankaracharya has commented only on 2. That is Prasna Upanishad and Mundaka Upanishad. And that is the reason we don't read any other Upanishad or the Atharva Veda. We read only these 2 Upanishads. Prasna Upanishad we have already studied. And we know in the Prasna Upanishad, the 6 disciples, they are coming to the Guru and they are asking the question about the Brahman, but in a very subtle way. First question, second question, we have studied in the previously. And the last question, the 6th question that was asked about the Brahman, pure knowledge. Almost like the same way, elaboration of the last question of the Prasna Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad will begin with the Brahman itself. So we will read that, and here also like a dialogue. A disciple is coming, asking a question, and the teacher is giving the answer. It goes in this way, the teacher and the taught, the guru and the shishya. It always goes in that way. And it gives a list of the Brahmagyanis. The Mundaka Upanishad begins with the list of the Brahmagyanis. How the parampara is coming down. Suddenly some person said, oh, I have realized God and I am telling you. It's very difficult to accept. You have to wait and see that many other people have also realized the same knowledge, same experience, and then they are also telling the same thing. Then we can accept that. That is the interesting thing. That is more important also. Just one person came and told this is the truth. We are not going to accept that. How can you say that? So we have to wait, we have to see that. Any other persons are also? So always it goes, either you have to refer to the Veda, to the Rishis, to the Upanishads, to the other scriptures, or you have to wait, the next followers are coming here, as because the knowledge begins with one who is the first creator, Brahma. So it begins with that. And here, very interesting thing is the knowledge are two different types, higher knowledge and lower knowledge. Knowledge, but higher and lower. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, just in the beginning itself, a teacher is coming. He was a MA in those days, and he came to a person who never attended the school, and he was asking, Sri Ramakrishna was asking the Sri Ma, the Master Mahashaya, that how is your wife, Jnani or Ajnani? That is the question. And naturally, the Master Mahashaya replied, in those days, the ladies, the girls, they never used to go to school. Then he said, she is very good, but Ajnani, meaning that she is not having any school knowledge or any education in that way. Then immediately Sri Ramakrishna rebuked and said, and you think that you are Jnani? Master Mahashaya was naturally wondering, what is it? After that was that time the highest knowledge that could be achieved from the university, MA, the master degree. So what else? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, that is, see, again, just like the Mundaka Upanishad, knowledge of one is the real knowledge. Knowledge of many, a false knowledge. Knowledge, but false knowledge, lower knowledge. In Sanskrit, it termed as Paravidya, Aparavidya. Para means the highest, and Apara is the lowest. So from here, we have to study, and this is very scientific way they say. In the Upanishad, it is having the three Mundaka. Mundaka means the part. Three parts. The Mundaka, each part is having again two sections, and total 64 verses. That's all. Not very big, 64 verses in total. In the first chapter itself, it gives the idea of the highest knowledge, and that was transmitted by the preceptor to the disciple, Guru Shishya Parampara. Shankaracharya has given a commentary, introduction to the commentary of this. There he said that unless to the attainment of the absolute, and which can be attained by the grace of the preceptor, otherwise it is not. It means the independent study of the scriptures unaided by a teacher does not bring the desired result of liberation. That is Vedanta. Vedanta always say that you should have a guru who will guide you. Otherwise, what happened? We read something and then we think that that is the meaning. Wrong. There should be someone with knowledge. Then immediately he can say, yes, literal meaning is this, but actual meaning is this. And this is only the meaning of the thing, but the practice should be this. Then only you can reach up to that. The professors, the philosophers, the professors, and they can explain so many things, but they cannot guide you for the God realization. They cannot guide you for the Brahma Jnana, realization of the Brahman, knowledge of Brahman. Why? They themselves have not practiced it. That is the reason. One professor used to come to teach our brahmacharis. Of course, I didn't study from him, I heard. And he used to come, but before entering into the classes of the novices, the brahmacharis, he used to first offer pranam and then used to see. Then someone said, sir, why do you offer pranam to us? We are supposed to offer pranam to you. But no, never, don't do that. I am just like an ox carrying a load full of beautiful things, but never could understand what is that. I can carry this, but I never tasted that. You people are tasting. Though you are junior by age, but at the same time, you are really practicing testing. So Vedanta has two things. One is philosophy, another is experience. The philosophical part, that is Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, all the acharyas, they will be giving so many different varieties of explanations. In one word, every letter, they will go on explaining over that, why this, and then they will refer. See, this word has been used here because it is this and this and this. This is where it goes. But the Upanishad, the rishis, they realized. That is the main thing. Sri Ramakrishna is a rishi. Sri Ramakrishna never gave any philosophy, but he realized and said straightway, I have seen God, realized God, I have talked to God, I can also help you to do that. So these are the two different types of teachers are there. So first is understanding, and understanding from a teacher who knows it. And in the present day society, the best Vedantic teacher is Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda, because Vivekananda gave a lot of philosophy, but he is a realized soul again. So whenever any novices are coming to study the Vedanta, we always say, read Vivekananda. First understand that. Then only it will be possible for you to grasp the great idea, I am everything. Can you imagine the way? If you think I am everything, what will happen? Terrible ego. And then he will say, all kill everyone because I am the one I should live and no one else. That is the wrong thing. So this is the way it is going on explaining, and it says, what is the result of the Brahmajnana? What is the result of the higher knowledge? Mundaka Upanishad, it gives the result. It says, he who knows the Brahman verily becomes Brahman. Brahma vid, Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahma vid, the highest knowledge, the moment you attain that, you become that. Then they give this type of illustration. A river, what is the goal of a river? To meet the ocean. And when it goes and merges with the ocean, what happens to the river? The narrow, small river becomes ocean itself. And similarly, an individual, when he is striving to realize the Brahman, what happens? When he reaches over there, Brahman. And then what happens? Can he come back and tell us? Very few can. Most of the people cannot. Only one or two. Like the great, great personalities like Sri Ramakrishna. After the realization, he wanted to give up the body. Then the Rishi appeared before him, Vedic Rishi, and said, no, you should not, you must remain. And then he said, you live in the threshold, because these worldly things is very, very painful, constantly changing. I was thinking that person loves me, like me, oh my God. The second day I found him somewhere else, criticizing me and praising another person. What happens to him? Suppose you are passing and then you heard the same person whom you believed you loved criticizing you and liking somebody else. What happens? That's exactly we see in the society. Constantly it happens like this. So this is the thing. When a person realizes the Brahman, what happens? It is only himself, only one, and no two. And naturally, no jealousy, no desire, nothing and nothing, only contentment. That is called Brahmajnana, but also indirectly. Why indirectly? No one can explain, because all of us, everything, created by that Brahman. We are made of that Brahman. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna again, he is giving the example. And he said that a doll made of salt wanted to measure the depth of the ocean. Salt is made from the ocean water only, from the ocean. And that doll went into the ocean, never came back. How can he? Because he has already melted into the water, has become the ocean himself. He cannot come back. Sri Ramakrishna sometime told, he came back to tell, but not directly, a little indirectly, as the rishis they did. They could not say this is the thing. The moment they could, it becomes limited. It's the unlimited thing. Only you can realize and nothing else. The one gentleman came and he was crying for his mother. Swamiji, I am a sinner. I am here in America. I am earning money. And my mother over there, she now needs my service, but I cannot go. What to do? Look at the one wonderful psychology, love for the mother. But even if we love, even if we go over there, even I am with her, she is going to leave this world someday. Because the moment I am born, the destined to die, and that is for sure. So this is the circle goes on, that in between what I should do, that is the discriminative faculty. That is the question one should ask. So these Brahmagyanis, they are beginning. Now we should start studying this, at least the first Mundaka, after this introduction. It says that Om Brahma Devanam Prathamasam Babhuva Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta Sabrahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham Atharvaya Jeshtaputraya Praha Atharvaneyam Pravadita Brahma Atharvatam Purovacha Angire Brahma Vidyam Sa Bharadwajaya Satvahaya Praha Bharadwaja Angirase Paravaram. One after another. You could understand the names. The Brahma, the first among the Devas. Who created Brahma? That Brahman himself. Pure gold, as we were already discussing, the pure gold, with the pure gold you cannot make any jewelry. You have to mix something. And then only it is useful, otherwise you cannot. So naturally, the Brahman, which is all pervading consciousness, it could not do anything without the help of something else. It's lower. What is that? The power of the Brahman. What is the power of the Brahman? Shankara gave the name Maya. Without the name, we cannot understand. Name and form, Nama Rupa, without the name and form, it is so difficult to understand. The moment you say something, immediately we can visualize, oh, is this? And we can compare also. Sometimes I saw the small birds over here. They are going and taking food. And the other day I saw on the street that someone is selling that they have made with the wood. And you could make an hang over here, the little birds will come and they will eat, etc. Immediately comparison came, oh, it's like the sparrows of our country. The small bird, not completely same, so you can compare because the picture of the sparrow is there. Immediately when you see the small bird, we can remember, imagine like that. But we don't have any imagination, any picture, any idea about the Brahman. Now if you say it is Brahman, how you will understand? So that is the reason the same Brahman, same consciousness is transforming with his power. That's called Maya. What is that Maya? Is superimposing something, covering something. The original thing is covered, something is superimposed. Again, it becomes, the Brahman becomes the three gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tama, that is also mixing, and slowly it is becoming. But then the first is the Brahma. Sometimes they say prana, sometimes they say tejas, that like this different type of terminology has been used for the firstborn. But Brahma, we have a conception. Immediately our Puranas come to help us. You know, the Brahma, he is having 4 heads and he is a red figure. And why 4 heads? Because he is speaking 4 knowledge of Veda, Rik, Sham, Yaju, Atharva, the 4 Vedas. So he is giving all the knowledge. Oh, Pacha. Then we can immediately understand from the four mouths, four different type of knowledges are coming out, we can imagine. But why then red? Why his color is red? Because he is active. When a person is active, so naturally he become red. So this is the conception of Brahma. And where he is staying? He is sitting on a big flower. Why the flower he is sitting? Because the flower is the symbol of devotion. To whom he is devoted? Now you have to go down. If you're coming down through the stem of the flower, oh my God, the Vishnu is lying down. From the Vishnu, this flower is coming up from the navel of the Vishnu. Then on the flower is the Brahma. And who is this Vishnu? Vistareti Vishnu, everywhere he is. But everywhere again confusion. So we have given a form. He is lying down on a snake because the yoga, and the snake is floating on the water. Now this is the final thing. The water is having no form, is a symbol of formlessness. So the same idea of the Vedanta has been depicted in a beautiful way by the Puranas, so that even the ordinary people can understand. But the problem is, some people will say we should devote to Brahma because from him only knowledge is coming, and others said no, for the source is the Vishnu, we must be the devotee of Vishnu. Now the clashes. The Brahma is telling Arya, I am from him only, why do you fight? Well, no, we are not going to listen to you. We should fight with the followers of the Vishnu. So that narrowness, how to break that narrowness? So comes same God in a different form as the Acharyas. They live that truth and teaches. The succession of the Acharyas, how it comes? It says, Vishwasya Karta, he is the maker of the universe. Who? Brahma. So the ultimate knowledge that Brahman has taken the human form as if a form, that is Brahma. And then he says, he is the Vishwasya Karta, he is the maker of the universe. He is making the universe. That's why he is all the time busy. And it needs the knowledge, otherwise how can you make it? The moment you are planning to do something, maybe a building, what you need? An architect. But before the architect, someone comes, give the idea. I want this particular land to be used in this particular way, this many rooms, this and that. The idea comes. Where from the idea is coming? For the construction, from that Brahman. That knowledge has come. Tapusa chiyate Brahma. Next it will come. And from there, because of that constant thinking, someone is giving the shape on that, like the architect. Architect is only giving the drawing, but architect is not building. Then some other people are coming, engineers and makers, they will do. So like that, only huge building will come. And who is going to live over there? Not the architect, not the maker, not the thinker. Other devotees will come. So they will come and sit over there, they will enjoy. And sometimes they will say the room is not big, the little it should be. Then there is no attached bathroom, it is not good. So like this it will go on. So that is a different thing. So when we come over here in this world we are living, we are constantly criticizing. Whom we are criticizing? The Creator. Who is the Creator? Ultimately me. I am criticizing myself. So one person used to go to office and the time of lunch, used to go and sit with the friends and open his tiffin box, and oh my God, again the same thing has come. The friends used to say, why don't you ask your wife not to cook this thing? You don't like. I am not married. Why don't you ask your mother who is cooking? My mother passed away. Then who is cooking? Myself. Then why do you cook? I like it. But at the same time, I love nagging before eating. So I am doing that. So we create this problem. And then we criticize. We complain. Complain to whom? So this is the thing is coming. Vishwasya Karta and Bhuvanasya Gopta. the preserver of the world. Not only creation is preserving also. The mother gives the birth of a child, and not only that, she is not just living, she is also taking the care of the baby, just like that. Then, Sa Brahma Vidyam, Sarva Vidya Pratishtam. Now, Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of Brahman, as an adjective, Sarva Vidya Pratishtam. All types of knowledge are depending on that knowledge, knowledge of one. So, Brahma Vidya, Sarva Vidya Pratishtam, this is the foundation of all knowledge. Then he say, Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. Then as a person comes, as if his eldest son is Atharva, the name of the person, a rishi, he is teaching him this. Atharvani yam pravadita Brahma, the knowledge of the Brahman about which the Brahma told to Atharva, the same now, the Atharva is passing to Angire Brahma Vidyam. You have to remember the name Angire, from Atharva, Brahma, Atharva, Angi. This Angira and Angirasa are two different people. So Angira, he learned that he is the third in the line, and that Brahma Vidya. Atharva, as the olden times, to Angira he gives. Again, the Angira, Bharadwajaya Satyavahaya, these are not two names, is giving the identity of the Satyavaha. Satyavaha belongs to Bharadwaja, the clan of Bharadwaja. And still now, many people, the Indians, they will say that Bharadwaja Gatra. Gatra means the lineage. That comes from that. Bharadwaja is a great rishi. And from that lineage comes Satyavaha. And Satyavahaya, again, Bharadwaja Angirase Paravaram. That Satyavaha, now he is teaching Angirasa. First is Angira, and second person Angirasa. And this is the person we will talk with. Last, Angirasa. First is Brahma, then second? So, first is Brahma, and then Atharva. And then from the Atharva comes Angira. From Angira to Satyavaha. From Satyavaha to Angirasa. This is the Angirasa. Now the picture is changing. It says, Shaunaka Habai Mahashalo Angirasam Vidhivat Upasanna Prapachya Kasminno Bhagavo Vigyate Sarvam Idam Vigyatam Bhavatiti. If you, I never read Sanskrit, but just when I am reading Gita and Upanishad, and slowly the Sanskrit is a wonderful language. Someone is here, he can speak in Sanskrit, he knows a little bit, but I am not asking him now. So this Sanskrit knowledge, and if you can read the Upanishad particularly, wonderful. Shaunaka Havoi Mahashalo. He is giving the idea about the Shaunaka. Who is the Shaunaka? He is a well-established householder. Now the householder, he is coming to understand Brahma Vidya, knowledge of one. After establishing everything, when a person is not having anything, just loitering over here, as they say, homeless, in this country they say homeless. Acha, what is this you people are discussing? What is that? Brahma Vidya and Vedanta? Tell me. It's not like this. He is successful in his life. Then only he has that qualification to come and ask. He is successful. Unsuccessful people cannot be the disciple or the student of Vedanta or any knowledge. Why? Because his mind is not that way sharp, one-pointed. So that is the reason he gives Shaunaka Mahashalo. Mahashala means the well-established person in the family life, worldly life. He is having everything. He doesn't need anything. Now he is coming and asking whom? This Angirasa. This is the person who is having the Brahma Vidya. So he came and told, Vidhivat Upasanna Prapacha. Prapacha means asking. How? Vidhivat Upasanya. In a traditional way, he is coming and with a humble way asking the question. Unless and until you are humble, you cannot learn this Brahma Vidya, spiritual knowledge. Even always we were taught in our younger days, you must be humble to learn the knowledge. Whoever teacher comes, maybe a music teacher or game teacher or other teachers, you must be always humble before him. Whenever he comes, first you go, touch his feet, offer your pranam. And then if you are asking any question, with a humble way you must put that question. So this is the teaching. Why? If you have the ego, oh, I know everything, I know, you cannot learn anything. So psychologically, the first they are giving the preparation that Vidhivat Upasanya is going in a perfect traditional way, humble way, and with a complete desire to learn. So the mind is one pointed, he is asking this question, Prapacha. What is that question? Kashminnu Bhagavo Vigyate. Bhagavo, Honorable Sir, can you please tell me, by knowing what I can understand everything? The knowledge of oneness. Kasminnu Bhagavo Vigyate. Sarvam, everything, idam, this. In this world, so many varieties of things are there. If you go and try to understand each and everything, it is impossible. The whole life will be spent to understand even only the rocks. There are so many varieties of rocks. If you try to understand the animals, millions of animals, and their families and these and that is so difficult, it's not possible. And so he says that I want to know everything. Can you please tell me, Vigyatam Bhavati iti? Then the answer that the Rishi gave, that is also very unique. He never said immediately. He said, see, there are two types of knowledge. You are asking to know everything of this phenomena, everything of this universe, right? Now, there are two types of knowledge is there. He says, Tasmai sa ubacha. Ubacha. Ubacha means he said. Tasmai, to him. Who? Shaunaka. Shaunaka is the student. What he said? Now it begins. The first chapter is dedicated to this particular theme. Dve vidye veditavye iti asmayat brahmavido vadanti. I am not telling. Don't think that I am telling. He is so humble. Teacher is also so humble. And brahmavido vadanti. It has come down from the teachers. So I have learned from them only. The one person is claiming, because I told this thing to that particular person, I am not naming because it's so well-known people. Because I told him this, he is successful in his profession now, because I told him. Now that fellow who is successful, he is keeping quiet. What to say? Let him. What he said? Put your mind in your own business. So he knew it. But anyway, we always try to claim that I have done this, I have told this, I have developed this. But here you see, the Brahma Jnani is so humble. He said, no, I have learned it from the others. It is not that I have discovered the knowledge. It has come down to me. Tasmai saho vacha. Tasmai, to him he said, Dve vidye veditavye iti hasmayat brahmavido balanti. There are two types of knowledge. And that is what the knowers of Brahman, they tell us. Knowers of Brahman is telling this. They are the higher knowledge and the lower knowledge. Higher is para, cha apara. Cha means and. Higher knowledge and lower knowledge. Para, cha eva, apara, cha. If you are mixing with the Swamis, particularly Ramakrishna Mission Swami, And sometimes they will say, hey, apara vidya, you are all. So if you don't know the terminology, you won't understand what is that apara vidya. You went and told, Swamiji, I have passed this particular subject and now I am graduate. This is apara vidya, what you are learning. What is apara vidya? If you don't know the terminology, you won't understand what he is actually telling. Apara vidya means lower knowledge. Why this lower knowledge? That again, it comes, the Rishi himself will give the definition, and in the 5th sloka he says, Tat apara. What is that apara? Now please, listen to this. This is the broadness. Every Hindu is depending on the Veda. The Veda is their base. On that base only everything of their religion and culture is based on this Veda. They are supposed to be known as Vaidika Dharma. The Hindu Dharma, the name has come already and it is very difficult to change, and even if you go for the affidavit, it is also not possible because it has become in that way. But the actual name should be Vaidika Dharma. Why? Each and every Hindu, they depend on Veda. And the same Hindu and the Brahmagyani, the Angirasa, what he says? This is all apara vidya. This is a lower knowledge. What are the lower knowledge? He gives the list. Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda, Shiksha, Kalpo, Bhakarana, Niruttang, Chanda, Jyotishamiti. There was no physics, chemistry, that's why they didn't add it. Otherwise, in the new explanation, they are adding also those things. Now, all these are, we can understand, but why Veda? That means, again, we have to go back to Sri Ramakrishna. He said, the one later came, and in that later, one very close relative requested to send some of the things. Please send me this, send me this, send me this. Then the person who received the letter, he left the letter somewhere, and he is very difficult to find. Someone has taken it, and he was going on asking every one of the member of the house, have you seen that letter? Have you seen that letter? I need that letter. Why you people go to my study? Why you try to? Then somebody told, no, there's all scattered things, so we wanted to place it properly. Don't try to do that. That way fighting was going on. I am just imagining. So then this way suddenly he found that letter. And what was there? Send me some sweets, send me a piece of cloth, send me a pencil, send me these. Someone has written. So he said, okay, now you can throw this letter. That is exactly all the scriptures. What is the scripture? Is only the knowledge. Unless and until you are having that knowledge within you, it's of no use. In the Sanskrit they say, Pustaka sthito vidya. And if someone is asking, what is this? Oh, I read somewhere. Wait, after 2 days I will send you the link. I don't know actually, I just can't remember. Pustaka sthito vidya. The knowledge is there in the book. I have to go and refer that book and then only I can tell you. Parahasta gatam dhanam. And somebody is having that money, my money. I kept it in the bank. I have lost my card. And there is no way I can approach to my money. If I go to that bank and say, do you remember my face? I came and deposited that money. I want to withdraw the money. They will call police. This man is not having the identity and he is claiming this money. So this is the difficulty. Parahasta gatam dhanam. If your own money is having somebody else and you cannot approach that, karjukale samad vidya natad dhanam. Karjukale samutpanne. When the reality, the demand comes, problem comes, that knowledge and that money is of no use. So you must have that knowledge within yourself. This all Veda, all knowledge, all everything, it is there. But Swamiji said, being and becoming. What is religion? being and becoming. You have to transform yourself into that particular condition. So being and becoming. And he says in this way that there are two knowledges, and this is the thing. And shiksha means the phonetics. That's called shiksha. Then kalpa, the rituals. Grammar, vyakarana, is the grammar. And nirukta, etymology. And chanda means the meter. And jyotisha, astronomy. These are all adhigamyate. This can be attained because it's all aparavidya. This can be attained. When you first joined in the Velurmat Ramakrishna Mission, this present President Maharaj, he used to take a class after the dinner. He used to call that particular meeting that spiritual adda. We were all young, so adda was very attractive. So he used to go and sit, and he used to ask, hey, why you have come? Swamiji, I would like to become a sannyasi. Why you like to become a sannyasi? Like this. So I like to realize God. Tell me, what is the most difficult thing? Realization of God, or he was an engineer, or getting the engineering certificate? Then he scratched his head and said, getting engineering certificate is very difficult. You know, why then fool have come here? Go back. So go. So realization of God is so difficult, we don't have any idea. Sometimes some people, after taking the initiation, they will start writing letters. I have practiced this for 15 days, with no effect. 15 days? I told, 15 days only, 15 lives you must try. Then only on the 16th life, then come and approach. So this is the thing, you have to have an understanding, because the knowledge which is there in the book, you must get that knowledge, assimilate that knowledge. Swami Vivekananda said, don't read so many books, take only one idea, that's all. And then assimilate that idea, regularly think, constantly think on that idea, assimilate that idea, transform yourself into that idea. That is sufficient. We are going on studying so many books and our energy is flittering. So this is the thing he said. And what is the higher knowledge? Only one line. He said, Yaya tad aksharam adhigamyate. Aparavidya, there's a lower knowledge, he gave such a big list. And for the paravidya, that particular knowledge or idea by which you can understand Brahman. That is paravidya. Yaya, by which, tad, that, aksharam, unchanging, adhigamyate, you can realize. That is paravidya. The highest knowledge is this much. One person, he went to Japan and he wanted to tell a story, a funny story, so people will laugh. That is, and he hired a translator, and he went on telling in Hindi all the funny stories, these things in a long, almost 10-15 minutes he spoke, and then he turned to the interpreter. Interpreter, the Japanese gentleman, he said something, only one word, and all people started clapping. And he doubted, hey, I hired you, and I said so many sentences for 10 minutes, and what you say? Sir, this is such a story that you are telling, nobody will laugh. So I told, he's trying to see you like smiling and clapping the hands. Please do that. He has come from a... So he is doing that. So this way, only a small thing. What is paravidya? Only to know the God, only to know the Brahman, that will do. Only. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also, then the same style he said, see, you need not to do much. Only you know, who am I, who are you, and what is the relation between you and me. That's all. That's all. Who am I that I don't know? Who are you? That also it is so difficult to understand. And what is the relation? We have to concentrate, practice life after life to understand that. So, now he is giving all the descriptions that And the sixth verse and the seventh verse goes on giving the description, and also that from one everything has come. So it says, Yatha urnavi sijate grinnate cha, Yatha prithivyam aushadaya sambhavanti, Yatha sataha purushat keshalomani, Tatha aksharat sambhavati vishyam, giving the total explanation of the creation. Now this universe that we see with multifarious things, and we say this is not, this is not, this is not, this is not, neti, neti, no iti, no iti, negative, 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 negative. And when we realize God, what happened? Everything is same thing. So iti, iti, iti. So the approaches are two. In the beginning you have to say no, no, no. Then only your mind is becoming one-pointed, concentrated. The moment you realize the same Brahman, you see, oh my God, everything is nothing but the same manifestation of the same Brahman. Now we see when the children are playing, that so many soldiers, and then the tanks, then this vehicle, these, that, all are moving and they are so happy. All made of the plastic only. And inside there's a small, small machines are there, and they are working because the battery is there. If the battery is exhausted, then the soldier will stand, then they don't move. So our condition is also like that. We have so many varieties of things are there. But inside us, the Atman, the consciousness, if we don't know the consciousness, that is the battery, that is giving us all, making us everything, then only the problem. We think that is the permanent. Again and again we come back and suffer. And he says that you have to understand that everything has come from there. In the sixth he says that the sixth one is giving the, it is abar, yattad adresham, agrahyam, agotram, abarnam, achakshu, asotram, tad apanipadam, all negative. It goes on. It is not having these. Then positive. Nityam, bhivum, sarvagatam, sushukshmam, tad abhyam, yad bhutayonim, paripashyanti dhira. The person who has realized it, what he sees, that it is not this, he is not, that's, you cannot experience that Brahman through the perception, through the eyes, through the nose, on all. Agrahyam, by any action you cannot do that. One Swami wrote to Ma Saradamani Devi, Mother, I am regularly doing 10,000 japa, but why God is not coming before me? Then the mother told, write to her, write to him. You have left the hearth and home only to do this japa, to take the name of God. That is your only duty, that you go on doing. Don't think that it is a condition, the moment you are doing 10,000, immediately God will come. That is up to him. So any action, through any action, you cannot realize the Brahman. So that he says, and ultimately it says, abhayam, imperishable. Sarvagatam, all-pervading. And it is susukshmam, it is very, very subtle. And from it only everything is projected. Then it comes in the last, the eighth one, the eighth sloka, it says, Brahman expands by means of austerity. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. It expands by means of austerity, tapasa. Now this, the word that they have used, the Rishi has used, tapasa, austerity. The moment we read the austerity, tapasa, translation is austerity, we think austerity means controlling the senses, controlling this, controlling that. This is the austerity. I am hungry, but I should not take food, I must fast. I'm walking on the barefoot, or living outside in the cold without any warm clothing, all these type of austerities. and physical austerity, mental austerity, and all these explanations are there in the Bhagavad Gita. By that way, the Brahman has created? No. Here the word, when they are mentioning the austerity, is the primal matter is produced from it. What is that austerity? Knowledge. That he is going on thinking, he is going on concentrating. The Brahman first thought, so it is this. So when we were giving a talk on Omkara, what is that Omkara? The same thing. The thinking. And that Omkara, it has become Logos in the Greek philosophy. And the Christianity has taken that Logos as a word. And it says in the St. John's Gospel, in the beginning there was a Word, and Word was with God. Word became God, and what has become, that Word has become the flesh. So the same step by step it comes down. Here also the same thing, that Brahman, it is taking the form of Brahma, the firstborn. Then with the help of the thought, the knowledge, tapasa chiyate Brahma. Chiyate means is producing, and the primal matter. What is that matter? Prana. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. Tato annam avijayate. The food is coming. From the knowledge only, the food is coming. Without the food, nothing can survive. A different type of foods are there, mental food, physical food, but that food means, in a different way, it means anna prana. When from that only the prana comes, then the living things, the mind comes from the prana. Mana, satyam, loka, karmasu, cha amritam. All these things are coming. Then comes the karma also. What is the karma? Action. And when you are doing something, then also result. If you do bad things, if you harm others, if you create problem for others, all these bad things, then the result will come on you and you will have to suffer. It begins from there and it comes to this. Sometimes the novices, they ask, when you are talking about the karma, we are born because of our past actions. And at present, whatever we are doing, that will take us to the future. Then when the firstborn, when I was born first time, I was not having any karma, I was not having any result. So why then I was born? This the answer is this. From the Brahma, slowly it is coming, then came the food, then the prana, then the mind, thinking capacity, and also the karma. And then finally, from the karma, you can go to Amrita. And chapter is closing with the 9th sloka. It says, Ya sarvagya sarvavid, yasya jnanamayam tapaha, tasmad etad brahma nama rupam anyancha jayate, iti prathama mundake, prathama khanda, like this. So it goes in the, it says, Yes, Sarvagya, who knows everything. Sarvagya. Sarvavid. One is knowledge, Sarvagya. Sarvavid, understand everything. The knowledge is there, but understanding is also necessary. So sometimes some young people, the one very young man, he joined in the order. I was also new, but one day I found him standing before a mirror, he is smiling. I told, hey, what you are doing? Have you lost the mental balance? Why you are smiling to yourself? No, that is the thing I am trying to understand. Who am I? I told, don't do it before everyone. People will think in a different way. You will be in trouble. Do it inside your room. So, he had the knowledge, but not the understanding. Most of the people are having the knowledge, but not the understanding. So, just Sarvagya, the knowledge, and Sarvavid, he is understanding everything. And this is called Saral. Saral means simple. Who is a simple person? simplicity, as Sri Ramakrishna said, is the basic for spiritual knowledge. And only after many, many spiritual practices you can become simple. What is this simplicity? Not foolishness. He understands everything. He had all the knowledge. But he takes it very simply because he knows it is also temporary. That is called simple. And if you become simple, then only you can realize God, who is also simple. The Sarvagya, Sarvavid, then Jnanamayam Tapaha, whose austerity contains of knowledge. Jnanamayam Tapaha. The Tapa, the word again and again used. What is that? Tapa, Jnana, knowledge. The whole thing is nothing but the knowledge. From him, the imperishable Brahman are born, Jayati, Brahma, then name, Nama, then Rupa, form, and the Annam. So where from all these things have come? That is answered over here. On the 9th sloka of the first chapter, it comes from that imperishable one, the Brahman, and the Brahman thought, and from that knowledge, slowly, slowly, first came the Brahma, and then came name and form. Name and form means they are not telling human being another. Any name and any form. Anything that you see is nothing but the manifestation of the same Brahman. Then also the food, the Anna. The Anna also they are mentioning the food only for the physical. But when I see a beautiful flower, that is also food for the eye. When you go to a beautiful musical the concert, I listen to that music, that is also food for the ear. When I smell something, so this way it goes on. Anna means the total thing. So Annam coming from the imperishable one. So this is giving the example. That is the way the Vedantin, they always say, this is the way the creation has come. So Swami Vivekananda said, long, long back, one rishi, he declared in this way, Srindantu Vishe Amritasya Putraha. Listen to the children of immortal bliss. And Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. The emotional way of telling? No. One gentleman wrongly wrote a circular, Hinduism is a very bad religion. Only Vivekananda, he came over here in America, he knew good English, and he placed in a beautiful way. So you were thinking Hinduism is good? No, Hinduism is very bad. In his own way he has written. Now some people are thinking in this way. Vivekananda didn't say anything emotionally. He is telling with the knowledge, the jnana. What is that jnana? All that has come from the Brahman. And of all the creation, all the creatures, human is the best, the tabernacle, in the words of Swami Vivekananda. The humans are the tabernacle. That means the holy place for the, the temple of the Jews. The tabernacle. Taj Mahal, he said, that beautiful building is the Taj Mahal. And the moving gods, human being. Why he said like this? Because of this truth. And of all the creation, only human being can discriminate what is good and what is bad, what is temporary and what is permanent. So friends, we will study this Upanishad again. In the coming Sunday again we will study. Those who are sincere to understand this knowledge, they must go through this Upanishad, try to realize, and of course it is a long, long practice. But first thing is a desire to know the Brahman, desire to know the highest knowledge. That is the first thing. Thank you very much. Let us conclude with this Shanti mantra again. Om Bhadram Karnevi Srinivama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Maksha Bhiryayatra Sthirai Angai Tushtubhagam Shastanovihi Bashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. I think you all know that we have every Saturday a special class to teach Sanskrit. The teachers are coming and teaching the Sanskrit. And yesterday I saw them, there's a big number now. And children are also grown-up people, they are learning Sanskrit. So if you are willing to, you can contact them to learn the Sanskrit.